Also,
Let's not.
want you fans to know that anytime you feel like it, to my left there's a box that says donation greatly appreciated. That's true to keep these, to keep paying the tier for this land and to make sure we can bring you a VAW show. We need your help. Anybody that can give. I just gave myself because I wouldn't ask y'all to do anything I wouldn't do.
And that's right, folks. I mean, we've been going strong. Turbulence 2 is going on 2 years. VAW in a whole has been going on 3, and we plan on going strong. But I want you all to realize we cannot do this without you. So any donations, any support you got, whether it be buying the merchandise or even putting in the donation box, simple like that, we appreciate it and we love you folks. We have the greatest fans out there in the SL wrestling community, and we want to keep coming and performing for you. So please, any donations, any type of support is greatly appreciated. Talk about our main event. Now this is a special one because this is a lumberjack match against the Southern Renegade Danny Boy Firehawk versus Dave Mac Lanata, the current VAW champion. And this once again is, I guess, a rematch. No, it's just a regular rematch, so we're good on that. But Danny Boy's coming back for his title after Undisputed 2. Your thoughts on that, Rowdy?
Well, I tell you what, it's gonna be another whammer jammer. It's gonna be mayhem perpetuated. It's gonna be perfect pandemonium. That's what I think.
This feud has always been pretty heated between these two, and Danny Boy is not gonna lie back. He wants his title back, and that is obvious. And Dave Mac's not wanting to give it up. So, I mean, plus you look at the hidden danger factor. Who are the Lumberjacks actually, siding with? Because if they like Danny Boy better than Dave Mack, and Dave Mack goes out, Dave Mack is going to be pretty much hurting before he gets thrown back inside the ring, and vice versa. So we don't know who the Lumberjacks are, but when they come out, who are they going to side with? That is the hidden X factor in this whole match.
Let me just say this about that. I fought in a match against Danny Boy Firehawk last week. We went round and round. It was an in-ring brawl. And he caught me with that super kick, and lights went out. If Danny Boy catches, I tell you, if Danny Boy manages that super kick and nails Dave Mack in the chin with it, Dave Mack's going to go 99. I tell you something else, as far as those Lumberjacks go, I would love to be one of those Lumberjacks. My doctor told me I can't compete for a week because I got a slight concussion. But that doesn't keep me from sitting in this chair telling it like it is. Ain't that right?
Definitely. I mean, those punches and those kicks of Danny Boy are like getting kicked with a flippin' cinder block. But let's not take out the size and strength of, Dave Mack. That's going to play a factor. But it's all going to boil down to these Lumberjacks. Who do they despise more? And ladies and gentlemen, we 4 minutes before we start the show, so I'm going to go over a few things. Definitely invite your friends, your friends, your enemies, your frenemies, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your significant others of any kind, your eye candy, ear candy, knee candy, any other candy you got. Bring your girlfriend, your girlfriend's girlfriend, the list goes on and on. Bring them over, but if you have 2 days, make sure you put them on opposite ends of the arena. We want to keep the action in the ring. Maybe after the show, we can see the action outside the ring, so let's keep that. Let's try to keep the cool and keep the peace. Also, any scripted and unnecessary HUDs, please remove, because we like the lag to stay down. What do I mean by some of the scripted items? Well, let's say, well, it's basically like this: pixel peckers, titty bouncers, ass shakers, anything like that. Please remove or shut off so we can cut down the lag. I know you enjoy watching the matches, and we enjoy putting them on for you.
You know something, Natas? Years ago, I saw a wrestling match. I don't know if it was in a movie or what. And these two fellers was fighting in the ring. And one of them fellers had a lady manager. And she had a very skimpy top. When the referee wasn't looking, her man was getting the snot beat out of him. And he looked at the ropes and she lifted up that blouse. And they was bouncing too. And do you know what? It distracted that wrestler so much that the other guy got the win.
Comes down to, man, we are technically simple creatures. When we see something we like, we stop and stare. You know, more aggressive guys will just grab and feel, but that's another ball game. Other than that, we kind of get distracted by that. I mean, the naked body, we kind of lie. A female body, anyway. You know, unless you swing that way, then male body. Just the naked body, period, we kind of get entranced in. So, yeah, it's going to cause us to lose a match. I'm not going to lie. Exactly. Exactly. We can concentrate two things at once. They just might be the same thing. We're just taking down to the final seconds, folks. Grab your seats and get ready for the turbulence to happen.
Well, I tell you what, it's going to be a good show.
That is no doubt. Oh, I'm also hearing that we may even be hearing from our new GM tonight, too. So, I wonder what kind of news she'll have.
That ain't no telling what kind of news she has. If she's got something to say, she is certainly going to say it. She's the voice of authority. She knows what's going on. She's got a keen eye, a very sharp perspective on this business of professional wrestling. So it's going to be good. Trust me. All right, this here is a mic test. Fans, listen up. If you can hear me, I want you to give me a loud hell yeah.
I'll give you a hell yeah. I don't know about everybody else.
Got to be in local, too.
Ladies and gentlemen, and I'd like to welcome you. It is 3SLT here at the VAW. I'm Natasha Grimmore. Next to me is Rowdy Rob, and apparently our GM's not going to let us get through introductions because here she comes to the ring.
That's right. We're going to see what she's got to say. Some folks come in here, they can't hear. I don't know how that works or why that's like that, but I hope everybody gets to hear it.
No doubt, because obviously she coming out. There's something important that she's got to say.
Alexavia Frost. I tell you what, she got something to say, she'll say.
Surprised everybody when she came out and announced that she was the new GM. So that was kind of different. Kind of blew quite a few people's minds.
We'll just have to see how she does it. So far, the matches are very good, so I think she's doing a good job.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to VAW Turbulence. Tonight is Champions Challenge. I have a few announcements to make before we get the show going. First things first, Mr. Tyson. Seeing as you felt the need to come out here last week and attack Sin with a bat nonetheless, after careful consideration, management has decided to give him his request. With that being said, your match this evening will be an Extreme Rules match. As we saw last week, Rosa proved that she wasn't up for the challenge and she couldn't beat Kaylani. And with that being said, Rosa currently will not get a chance at the Temptations title. However, we will start a tournament next week, which will decide who is diva or woman enough to actually hold that title. And lastly, Red Blackheart. He's in the building. I've seen him back there. And seeing as he's been giving Jason and the rest of management the runaround for the last few weeks, he's going to be defending his title tonight in a no DQ and no count-out match. So we will have a winner. And by the way, boys, that match is next, so good luck. I hope you all enjoy the show.
Well, obviously our New Blood Championship is no DQ, no disqualification, anything goes from what I understood. Maybe I'm wrong, but did you hear the same thing there, Rowdy?
Oh yeah, there will be blood. I think these fellers are gonna bust each other up. Well, I think that since it is no disqualification, since it is no DQ, they can have brass knuckles, they can have so many foreign objects that the doggone it, they'll clink on the way to the ring. But yeah, it's gonna be good. Sarah Jane right there, she calls it right down the middle too. She's a good referee. the fans are cheering so loud for this fella that the rafters are shaking. My gosh, I'll tell you what, this one popular Blackheart.
That is true. Jason Blackheart has made his presence known. And he may be a little guy, but don't let that fool you. Not only is he a fan favorite, but you know what they say. Dynamite comes in small packages. So let's see him unleash that dynamite blow on Red today. Because honestly, that's where my money's on.
I'll tell you this. Jason Blackheart breaks the stereotype because Blackhearts are noted for being rule breakers, for being heels, for generating and the dislike of fans. Now this fella, I think he is breaking the stereotype, breaking the mold. He generates a lot of fan applause.
He does. But here comes Red. Now, his actions as of late hasn't exactly been favorable.
Oh, Red Blackheart, he's just a no-good scallywag. Just because he's Southern don't mean he's good. I'll tell you what, he's about as evil as a snake at a church.
It's definitely something. He's sneaky and he's big, but Jason has proven that size does not matter. It's like I said, my money is on Jason as of tonight. I believe he'll walk out here with the championship. That's just because he's got that heart that a lot of people don't see, that don't have.
I'll tell you what, Inanna sure is happy that Red's back so she can make fun of him.
I can tell by the look in Jason's eyes, he's ready for that.
Man, I tell you what, it's going to be interesting to see. Once that bell gets rang, they're staring at each other. They're looking at each other, smiling like sharks and cussing like sailors, and by gosh, they're trash talking to beat the band.
Hey, Roddy, see how I'm looking at this bell, see you've been in the ring. When are you going to hold one of these?
Hey, that's a good possibility one of these days. My goal is to someday get some gold around my waist. That is true. But I want to do it the old-fashioned way. I want to earn it. I want to kick some ass doing it too.
That's alright. Last week, James Graves didn't have faith in you. I did. I had your back, buddy.
Well, I appreciate that. I tell you what, wrestling, it looks like it's a tough job, and you know what? It is.
So
you know what? They don't pull any punches in the VAW.
Not many do, not at least the good ones, as Jason just does a Bronco Buster in the corner. I'm not sure how Rich you feel about that. I mean, basically, I guess the only one that can explain about something like that, be Raven over here, but we're not gonna go on all that.
Well, it's
Jason off to a strong lead.
As Jason did the Bronco Buster, I wonder, did he eat before the matches, and did he have gas while he did that? If he did, I'll bet you old Big Red got more than he bargained for.
I'd be more worried about if Red had his mouth open, but that's just me.
Old Red slowly getting up, and these two fellers, it's on. Jason is the quicker of the two. Red, of course, is taller. He's a bit stronger. But as he said, size don't make a difference in this match and in this business.
The old saying goes, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the fight in the dog. And we've seen Jason many a time bring a big fight for such a little guy.
It reminds, and don't forget, just because, you know that Wolverine is one of the most popular X-Men, and he's not a tall feller, and he'll kick ass. He'll take on
Actually,
the
if I remember correctly, when it comes down to Wolverine, he's actually stands at 5'2".
That's right.
Exaggerated
He's
in
built
the
like
movies.
a fireplace, just like old Jason.
But right now, Red's showing that power over Jason. Jason should not go and test power with him. He should stick with what he's good at, and that's high flying.
That's right. You gotta dance with what brung you.
Exactly. I mean, you go with what you know, and that usually works out better for you. Work out what you don't know when you're not in the ring. That's that's where practice comes in and training.
That's right. You gotta do weightlifting to make sure that you're strong enough. You gotta pick up other people when you fight in the ring. You also gotta practice the moves so you get down. You know what? If you're gonna use wrestling moves, you better know how to break them too. You better know the counters. A good wrestler is one who studies the business, watches the films, watches the matches. You gotta be your own best critic to do this kind of thing. And you see mistakes made after you watch the match on TV, you want to just make them better.
Right now, he's got Red wrenching on that arm of Jason. Honestly, I wouldn't work on the arm. I mean, with Jason being as light as he is and known for high-flying moves, I think it would be smarter to work on the legs, but maybe that's just me.
That's it. If you go up against a fella that's taller than you, take out their wheel. That's right. Take out their mode of transportation. Take out their legs. There's all kinds of moves in pro wrestling. You can do that. From a figure four, grapevine, trap, toe hold, all kinds of stuff. Heck, way back in the day, Dory Funk Jr. in the old NWA was NWA champion. And what was his finisher? A deadgum spinning toe hold. And many of fellers tapped out to that sumbitch.
Grant, have you ever pulled on your big toe? Do you know how much that hurts?
I'll tell you what. Sprained ankles, you know how bad they hurt? You get your ankles snapped in a wrestling match.
Pin, though. Red pinning Jason with a 1 and a 2. And only a 2. Red couldn't keep the little man down, even with his size. That's the thing about it is, like I said, Jason's got a lot of fight in him. He's got a lot of heart when it comes down to wrestling, and that usually what pulls him through. even some of the bigger opponents. But if you can, I mean, like I said though, he requires his legs. You work on his legs, you take out his ability to fly, he ain't going nowhere.
He reminds me of the old Tom Petty song, I Won't Back Down. 'Cause that's exactly how he is. He won't back down. You can stand him up at the gates of hell and he just won't back down.
Nope, and that's one thing I admire about him. No matter his size, I mean, last week he came out here saying that he's going to prove who's the better Blackheart and take that championship from him tonight. And it looks like, though, if Jason was on a roll, but if he could keep Red down, he just may do it.
I'll tell you, Jason needs to start climbing that top turnbuckle, getting up in the high-risk district and doing some dive bombing.
Definitely give him an advantage in this match. You got to take into consideration how strong Red actually is. So he could catch him and just throw him back around. So we'll have to see how that works out. But I have complete faith in and a double knee drop from, looked like he springboarded off the top rope from that.
I'll tell you, not only is it great to watch, but Zarrakan U over there is videotaping it. That means one thing. It's going to be on YouTube or something.
The way it's been recorded, it's going to be, you guys, those of you at home, and another pin, except Jason this time. 1, 2, and no, the big man was not unconscious enough and just threw Jason off him.
I'll tell you, sometimes when you pin somebody, you kind of know you ain't going to really pin them. You just want to gauge to see how tired they are. That's when you got to be careful.
The only problem with that is as you're gauging them, you're actually giving them time to recover and come back. That's not exactly something you want to do.
They might also be playing possum on you.
True.
Dadgum, did you see that DDT? Man, old Jason's legs were high up in the air when he DDT'd him. It looked like all the weight of Jason's body went right on his neck. Jason is not moving.
You know, that's a dangerous move as it is. I mean, you're looking at, you know, being knocked out. You're looking at possible neck damage. You know, I mean, anything can happen with that move.
That's some vicious stomps that follow that there leg lift by Red Blackheart. Blackheart is working on Jason now that he's got him down on the mat floor. Now Jason whipped into the turnbuckle. He's there, stuck on the turnbuckles. Looks like Red is going to do something. What's it going to be? Is it going to be a running knee? Is it going to be a clothesline? What is it going to be?
And whatever it was, he took too long, and Jason slid under him. And with a nice, looked like a Pele kick to Red in the corner. Yeah, a nice little kick to the dome.
He's taking something out of the book of AJ Styles. I'm impressed.
Either way you look at it, that was a nice offensive. You can't. One thing about little guys is they recover just as quick. They recover quickly. And if you waste too much time taunting or staying in the corner or something trying to catch your breath, they've already caught it twice as much.
Little guys just always assume that they ain't too tough, but I'll tell you what. I remember in high school, some little feller, when he was new to the school, he picked the tallest, the biggest kid, and started a fight with him, beat the crap out of him. After that, nobody messed with him. That's back in the day when people fight with fists, not guns.
Yeah, I've got my own theories on that, but I can't really express them without being in trouble.
It was a 2 count, so both wrestlers have got 2 counts under their belts for this match. So far, this match has been back and forth. Neither wrestler is in a big advantage. Each one is given as good as he got. Who's going to win? Only time will tell.
And when you got this sibling rivalry going on, it's always so intense. It's always proving who's the bigger, it's always like the brother sibling syndrome. You want to prove you're better than your siblings at all times.
Well, the Blackhearts were sitting around the table eating, and the lights went out, and there's one pork chop left between Red and Black, between Red, Black, and Jason. Lights went back on. Jason had the pork chop. Red had his hand in the plate, and there was sport stuck in his hand.
That kind of sounds like one of your family dinners, huh, how Rowdy?
Hell, we eat a lot of pizza, but I tell you what, you do not want to come in our mobile home with. You do not want to come in a mobile home when my family is eating pizza. There's not a rowdy member out there that ain't flatulent. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, remind me never to eat dinner at your house. And there was a pin by Red, and he only got a 2 count on that. But Jason is not moving. I think he kicked out of pure instinct. I don't think anybody's home right now. I mean, you see him down there now. He still ain't moving. So, to me, it's like I said, nobody home. And it was just pure instinct. His body just convulsed and kicked out.
Well, I'll tell you, now it is the time, and an Irish whip to the turnbuckles. Jason, up in the top rope. Did you see that?
A nice corkscrew off the top rope. See, this is the thing about it. You give them some time. You give them just a little bit of time to recover, and it'll cost you the match. And little guys are like chihuahuas. They don't give up. They think they big dogs, and someone like Jason can actually prove it.
Yep, quicker than a hiccup, he got up there and flew off like a hawk and hit, boom, like an asteroid.
He's going for a pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. 2 7/8, I should say. It was kind of a close call. Definitely caught Red off guard with that top rope maneuver.
This match is no disqualification. I'm waiting to see a weapon come into the play.
Yeah, weapon? I'm shocked they ain't kicked each other in the nuts yet.
I want to see blood. I don't know about you fans, but I certainly like to see blood in a match. Heck, I'll bleed myself in a wrestling match because I think you fans like to see that, don't you?
Rowdy, that just shows how twisted you are.
Well, you realize I am a vampire prince. Us vampires like that there blood.
Well, we'll just leave that there. Well, Jason's now out of the ring, and you mentioned a weapon, and Jason might be just looking for one. No, that's the thing. I mean, the little guys like that need equalizers against bigger guys, so it usually helps anyway. It's like he can't find what he's looking for. Oh, Jason, you better hurry. Red's getting up. Red's still... Oh, what's he got there? Oh, and a barbed wire bat. Wonder who put that under there. As Red's making his way...
barbed wire bat, a wooden hickory stick wrapped in sharp, razor sharp barbed wire. Adds a kick to a bat. He just knocked a home run on Red Blackheart's head. Jason Stryker with the bat.
This is no DQ, no count out, so I mean, perfectly legal. Let's just hope he doesn't have Native American in him and decide to scalp him.
And look, Jason. Look, Red Blackheart is bleeding from his face. Look at that. Can you see that?
The crowd's going nuts right now. Jason coming back out the ring. I wonder what else he's got planned for him.
Hey, batter. Hey, batter. Batter's up.
Well, he ended up hitting Red like he was in the World Series.
He knocked a dead-gum grand slam off his...
Sarah checking on Red there. I mean, he's bleeding pretty good.
You know what? I think old Jason's going to get himself another weapon.
This whole time he's got a point to prove. And Red made him have to make that point.
I remember earlier I said revenge is a bitch. Well, I take that back. Revenge is a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire.
Good point, and that hurt. I mean, both will make you hurt and both make you bleed. And it looks like Jason's trying to crawl deep under that ring to find something. What's he got hidden under there?
Well, let's see. It could be a chair. It could be... Well, he's got a bottle! And he's gonna bust a glass bottle over the noggin of the Red Blackheart.
Well, depending on how it goes, it may not... If it don't break, he's got many more uses he can use with it. But if it breaks, those men have... somebody's going to be clean as he hits him with it.
He nailed him, and the bottle did not break. I think the skull of Red broke instead.
Way, I mean, keep this up, might end up looking like that movie, Idle Hands. One guy had his
Idle
bottle
Hands,
stuck
ain't
in
that
his
the one
forehead.
with Jessica Alba wearing them? Just forget it.
Well, there was Seth Green in there. He was a zombie with a bottle in his forehead. That's just kind of what it reminded me of.
Yep.
Good cult classic, what can I say? Jason looks like setting him up for something. And his own move he calls the blackout. Is it going to be enough to keep Red down? Goes for a pin. 1, 2, and oh, it looks like 3. 3. Did he can't put him away?
He did. He pinned him. That was a 3 count. It was 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Jason Blackheart.
Is he the winner of this match? But he is your new United States Heavyweight Champion.
That's correct. The new United States. I'll tell you what, Jason, gotta be happier than a loose cat in a tuna fish factory to be a champion too. That just adds prestige to this dog fight.
Jason now going off and celebrating, and with his, I believe his wife, his loving wife over there. And Jason's celebrating. He's loving it right now. He finally proved he is the better Blackheart, beating Red for his title. Obviously, there is no pity for Red in the ring. No one cares. He could be dead in the ring and no one would care. They just wrestle around him. Now, folks, like my Pouty Rat mentioned before the show, there are thumbs and other things back here you can click. Join us on Facebook, Twitter, and even the SL group. Keep up to date when events going on. Hear interviews from wrestlers and find out and keep up to date with everything and anything that goes on. I'll be putting them up there just so you guys can go to those links. Also, we have a marketplace. You see this, Alexius Grant, one of the new guys here on Turbulence, also has his own shirt. So definitely check it out. And also get merchandise. Action figures, hats, shirts, belts, anything you want on there from your own favorite wrestler. So I'll be posting those up for you in local. So just so you can go there, check it out. Any purchases helps us carry on.
That's right. Then there's plenty of things that you can get. And you know what? Every time you walk around Second Life with one of those t-shirts, people may ask you, your friends may ask you, what is that? And why are you wearing that? You get a chance to advertise for us. You get a chance to say, you know what? I'm a wrestling fan, and dadgummit, you got to come out and see the show. Because we put on a good show. We perpetuate pandemonium in the ring.
That's right. And once again, folks, I know I was talking, and I know some of you, maybe some of you at home heard me, and some of you, I know some of you guys here, didn't even get a chance to really hear me in music. I'm sorry. I just very much want you guys to join us on all our social media. Here we have an SL group that you can join to make sure when matches come. We've got a Facebook and a Twitter, which will definitely keep you on the inside of what's going on with VAW. Anything from matches going on to interviews to even what the wrestlers are doing themselves. I mean, it is Twitter and it is Facebook. As far as you know, they'll see somebody post about You know, they're one of your favorite wrestlers going, I'm eating a cheeseburger with these condiments. And then you go, hey, guess what? I eat my cheeseburger just like him. Not only that, but definitely come, once again, I'll be posting these in local for you guys, but in the marketplace right now, we have Alexius Grant shirts for only 100 Londons, and you can own these. I mean, take a look. I'm actually wearing one myself. I mean, Alexius, I'm sorry, people. Anybody that's come to the show knows that I'm known to screw up names. The Italian Dragon has his own shirt. Definitely go check it out. Get it. Get it. 100 Lindens. I mean, if you want to even see what it looks pretty, take a look at me. I'm wearing it now. So these are definitely things you want to check and want to see, because there's not only that, but look around the marketplace. I mean, we got our action figures and stuff. So I'll be posting those all in local for you. In the ring right now, we have Sean Tyson standing at 6'4" and 235 pounds. Miami, Florida. At that.
Another Floridian. You know that the VAW has several folks in it that are from Florida? Not just me, but my gosh, you got some more. Danny Boy Firehawk, he's a Baker boy up in the Florida Panhandle. So that, we got Red Black Hearts from Florida too. Good, bad, and ugly. I tell you, we all from Florida. The Cobra. And Sean Tyson. I tell you what, Sean, he said he thinks he's going to get his championship back from this feller. Anything can happen in this business. And as these fellas are getting set to square off.
And in the ring is your New Blood champion, Sinister the Cobra Gate, standing at 6'1", weighing 180 pounds, from Manchester, UK.
Manchester, England, across the Atlantic Sea.
Up from over there in, I don't know, I don't want to sit here and defend them, but over there in bloody old England.
I think of England, I think of fish and chips.
I think of tea and crumpets, personally. Well, that's just me. I'm not a big tea drinker either, but I wouldn't mind trying a crumpet or a was it scone? I think that's how it's pronounced, scone.
Well, it's cookies. But do you know what the British, they like to call cookies biscuits? But if you come to the South, you're going to get a shock, because biscuits ain't cookies in the South. Biscuits, oh my gosh.
Biscuits you serve with gravy. That's the way I've always ate it.
Damn right, sausage gravy. Take some old sausage gravy that's used Italian sausage. It's good and spicy. By God, it's so good you make you want to slap the dog.
Or as they said in one of the Friday movies, you want to smack your mama. Yo mama barbecue.
I'm careful about yo mama jokes, as that starts fights. So I stay away from that one.
Reference from a movie.
I watched on YouTube a Doc Sound playing with a cat. It was funny. It was a black and tan Doc Sound that was going after two cats. He would dive bomb one, get swatted, run, hide in a corner, go after the other one, dive bomb against. It was funny. And those cats, they dug it because they didn't run away. They just kept swatting them.
You really like your cats, don't you? Because most of your little innuendos or whatever revolve around cats.
I think cats are funny. I ain't got no pets in real life, but I watch these cats videos. Cats do the funniest damn things, and so do Doc Sounds. Cats and Doc Sounds, buddy, I tell you what.
Are roughly about the same size. I think the cat has about a couple of inches over Doc Sounds. If I remember correctly.
And it looks like Sean has a hammerlock on the Cobra.
Looks like the Cobra's enjoying it because he's smiling. Makes you wonder about
Cobra's
the
an animal, is it not?
Cobra is an animal. It's a snake. And sometimes he's sometimes Sinister is pretty sneaky.
Happy to see the Firebird. Firebird is here. Lyra Phoenix. She's a wrestler that in her own right.
It was a nice Samoan drop by Sinister, but he better not get too cocky. That's one thing. Speaking of slimy and oily, that Sean will come back and slide through and get you with something. You got to give him that. He's no slouch, but he's sneaky.
I tell you, both of these fellers are good at what they do. They wouldn't be in this match if they weren't. And they just happen to piss each other off. So this is a good place for them.
Yep, and then, as like I said, this is building up a couple of months. There is no love lost between these two. Anyway, as right now, excuse me as I go untie my tongue. Now Sean Tyson is in the corner. Sinister just beating on him with them high knees.
Uh-oh, do you see what he's a-doing? He's got his leg draped over the ropes, and he is trying to break hit feller's knee.
Hyperextend those knees. And that's definitely can be bad for any wrestler. Because it's like we were talking about earlier, you take out the legs of any wrestler, that wrestler is pretty much it for them. You can't stand, you can't wrestle. We've got the hidden factor here. We've got Robin Christoph out here with Sinister, his brother. So, and that's going to not play in Sean's favor. I can already see that now. as Robin is shouting instructions into the ring to Sin. I can't make it out from here, but he's shouting something in there to him.
That just means one thing. He's going to interfere. I'll bet you dollars to donuts he interferes.
I'll almost guarantee it. But what does that actually say about the Cobra?
Sharpshooter!
Speaking of which, as he's got him wound up like a snake, you sure he's a Cobra and not a python? I mean, he's got it right now, or is it Sean's a python? Either way, Sean's wrapped up in that sharpshooter. John, you see Sean, he's reaching for them ropes. He's trying to get that move broke before Sin breaks him. And it's like I said, there's no love lost between these two. This has been heated since like for 2 months now. Sinister wrenches on those legs, wrenching on the back of Sean.
Sean is using tremendous strength. He's trying to bull through the pain and get to the ropes. If he grabs the ropes, Cobra just broke the hold.
He grabbed the ropes. That's why he let go. Sean grabbed the ropes, and that was the only safety net he had. Sinister needed to pull him a little further to the edge of the middle of the ring.
What a name, Sinister. You know what? There's a fella in the comic books named Sinister. He's one of the bad guys in the X-Men series.
And that would be Mr. Sinister, actually, to you. And he is basically immortal. Yes, I know the character very well.
Yeah, I am indeed a comic nerd, too. And I can't wait till the X-Men 2 movie. X-Men Back to the Future movie.
Back to the Future, X-Men? Or you mean Days of Future Past?
Excuse me.
I was saying, I don't remember there being a Back to the Future parody with X-Men. That's just me.
Well, hell, that'd be a good one, wouldn't it?
Which one would be driving the DeLorean? Sean with that wicked DDT out of that wrist after doing that wrist lock strike. He definitely put out, but is it enough to put Sin away? 1, 2, and only 2.
No potatoes. Close on the caps and hand grenades and horseshoes.
I always get close on horseshoes. But I don't know about hand grenades. I don't ever play with them. As far as I know, with the hand grenade, there is no heat. It's just a big boom. What I hear. Every kid has played with fire. Growing up, but that's another story. But Sin is whipped into the corner now. Better follow up with that, not let him. And he does. He follows up with that throw in the corner with his knee strikes there in the corner.
Sean climbs up and starts using the Cobra's head as a punching bag, a speed bag. He is just clobbering the hell out of him.
That's right, and you know what? Everybody now screaming Cobra out there. I kind of I want to just start calling Sinister Cobra Commander from G.I. Joe. Superplex him across the ring.
Just saw that. That was a spine-shattering move. Every nerve up and down his back is hurting for certain.
I mean, with that, if you see, he launched him. He didn't just did a regular superplex. He launched him across the ring. So it was he released when he got him over. And it looks like there's a pin, and it's a 2 count, and it's still not enough. Where is Sinister coming up with all this, I don't know, energy or whatever, just enough energy to kick out? Sure, though, right now, Sean is pretty proud of himself over that move. He's looking down. I think this is a mistake. He shouldn't stare at his opponent. He should capitalize on the fact that he can't get up.
I tell you, there's a number of things he can do. He can drop a knee, he can drop an elbow, he can drop a fist drop, he can leg drop them. Goodness, there's all kinds of things he can do. But right now, foot stomp. That's it.
There's a good start. And basically, it seems like, you know, I think Sinister's delirious. Because it looked like he was telling him to come on. You know, and while laying on the ground, not exactly something you want to tell your opponent to bring it. And then we got
named the Chosen One, Rob Christoph. He's just yelling. He is making fun of Sean.
And right now, Sinister kind of took him by surprise for a 2 count with a roll-up. That was a great desperation move, but it wasn't enough. I don't think Sean's going to take that laying down. And up against the rope. And he takes the advantage of that momentum off the ropes and drop kicks Sean.
That was a smart move and high. That was a high drop kick too. Now he's got Sean on the ring floor. Cobra is where he thinks he needs to be. Now let's see what he does. I tell you, fans
are Rowdy.
This has got to be the greatest show that we've done so far. And the matchups, this matchup right here is a barn burner. It's only going to get better.
As Robin sits here is getting the crowd riled up. It's going to take much because it looks like the fans are behind Sinister on this. Sean is not exactly well liked. And a nice textbook figure 4 by Sinister. So he worked on that knee and back when he was doing that sharpshooter, but now he locks in that figure 4 on the knee. And he's just wrenching hard on it. It looks like Sinister is trying to end Sean's career.
One of the reasons why Sin is called the Cobra is because he is noted for being a master of submission holds.
And he is definitely showing that today. But right now, Sean is once again going for his out. It's trying to go back for the ropes, but I don't know if Sean can do it.
Sean looks like he is reaching the rope.
Sean reach it? That's the question.
Referee Sarah Jane is calling for the break because Sean reached the ropes. He's got a hold of that bottom rope. And the Cobra is not letting him go.
He wants to hurt Sean. He doesn't want to just beat him. He wants to hurt him. It looks like he wants to take him out of his end his career pretty much.
From his hip to his ankle, the pressure is on. Every single second, more and more damage is being done to those tendons. Meniscus in the knee, hip joint. I'll tell you what, you pull somebody's thigh from their hip, it's going to hurt.
And gonna have to count. If Sinister does not let go of that move by the time she gets to 5, he will be disqualified. It's gonna be a surprise if Sean can walk out of here under his own power.
Yeah, he might not even be able to limp. It may be too painful.
I mean, that's the thing about it is if Sinister does let go of hold in time, Sean's gonna have to push past the pain and ignore it to even get through. But will it even hold his weight? You see this all the time, and they ain't gonna be able to hold. I doubt he's gonna be able to hold the weight.
I'll tell you, in this business of professional wrestling, one thing is common, and that is pain.
That is for sure. You got to take a lot of pain in order to, withstand everything that is in here. But, one of these times, you never know. I might follow in your footsteps there, Rowdy. You might find me in the ring.
Well, I've been in there, and tonight I can't. Tonight I'm going to be a part of this show right here at the safety of the commentator's booth.
Well, you did go against Danny Boy, so, taking a week off to recover in the safety of the commentator was not a bad thing, at least not in my opinion.
Old Danny's a good old boy. After our match, after I slapped that sleeper hold accidentally on the referee, he would not let me forget about it. But buddy, I tell you what, we had us a lot of bears afterwards.
Had to kill all the pain, huh? And I know Sean is coming across with a lot of, they're trading blows, whether they're kicks or punches, but that nice jawbreaker there by Sinister puts an end to it.
That's got about twice the impact of a regular old uppercut from the fist.
Coming down, and that's the thing about it is I've been kicked in the chin, and that does tend to kind of make you wobbly. And a pin though, 1, 2, and Sinister still cannot put Sean down. He really wants that belt back.
Both Sean and the Cobra have been in this business for quite a few years, and each of them has amassed a lot of wins. This here match tonight is an incredible clash of great.
Right now, it's boiling down to who wants it more. And right now, it seems like Sinister's not done with him yet. He picks him up. Now, and, because of the whole feud that these two have had over the past, couple months, it's no surprise why I'm shocked Sean isn't trying to hurt Sin as much as Sinister is hurting him. What is holding Sean back? That's the question I got. It's coming around to the point. I'm shocked he's still even standing.
You asked that question, let me tell you, what's holding them back? There's nothing. These two fellers, they each respect one another whether they like each other or not. and they have seen each other's matches and watched and seen, and they have faced each other in the ring, and this match tonight is no exception.
I don't know where you get they respect each other. Have you not paid attention to them in backstage? Let alone in ring? Come on now. There is no respect between these two.
When I say respect in the wrestling business, it doesn't mean they appreciate each other. It doesn't mean they like each other. It just means they are well aware of how dangerous they can be in the ring, and therefore they respect them to the point of they are cautious about how to go about their match. Does that make sense?
It makes more sense than just respecting one another. There is no respect between these two. I mean, these two are at the utmost hatred for each other. There is no respect. There is no love lost. It's just obvious they don't like each other. But there is no... I can't even say there's respect. Now, they're very observant over each other, watching each other's matches and everything, and being cautious. And Sean is attempting going to the top rope.
High risk district it is, and let's see if this man can fly.
Somehow he flies. But that's gotta take a toll. Even jerking that leg like that. I mean, you see Sean right now holding his leg. Maybe he overdid it. As he pins, so he pins Sinister. Only a 2 count.
That goes to show him that he didn't put him out like he thought he did.
Sean's leg, he went for that move, put all his money in that one move, and you see now in the ring he is paying for it. Sinister, though, come out of the ring, get a breather. That's a smart move. After all that.
I think he may get himself a weapon. Looks like, I mean, isn't this a no DQ match?
That's what the GM stated earlier. I'm shocked the weapons haven't came out sooner. You're right there, Rowdy, because he is looking under that ring, pulling up that apron. I wonder what he's looking for. We seen Jason earlier going under there. I want to know who puts these weapons under the ring, for God's sakes. I mean, normally when you set up stuff, you don't put stuff like baseball bats, barbed wired or regular under the ring. Who puts these things under there? Is it the hardcore fairy? Because that's about the only way I can explain it.
I think the Golden Boy Vince, when we founded this federation, he made sure we were well stocked with all kinds of nasty, naughty things.
Not so sure about naughty.
Ripped open and bleed. I tell you, Vince Aftermath is a sick feller.
I'm not so sure on a few things, but even so, stockpiled or not, it's just that point. Why? Why under the ring? I mean, do you have nowhere else to put it? I mean, you see people come out with them. You see people put them in trash cans. Why keep them under the ring?
Well, you certainly can't carry a barbed wire bat in your wrestling trunks, can you?
Oh, I'm sure you could, but you can't come. Well, if you're wearing like Sean's trunks, or Sean's tights, but you know, he's getting invited to like 50 proms on the way out to the ring.
The ladies would be watching you if you had something like that.
You'd have some that would run in fear, and you'd have some being very intrigued, wondering if it's real. After you get a vasectomy, you know, you go in, you get cut, come out, padded up with gauze, and get invited to 3 proms just on the way to the car.
Well, you get a vasectomy, all you do is shoot blanks, you can't get nobody preggers, and it turns out to be, one fella thought his life would be hot pink sex, but not necessarily.
Actually, I've heard different. I've heard from a couple people that had it. It's a pickup line. Yeah, I had a vasectomy. I can't have kids. Oh, really?
Hey, I didn't say that was me there, Phoenix. No, I didn't. You know what? When I make jokes, a lot of people a lot of times think I'm being serious. But by gosh, that was a joke. Shooting blanks. Didn't you think that was fun?
But either way, Sinister taking it to Sean with a nice DDT, dropping him on his head. I'm telling you, Sean's being worked over. I don't know what has happened, but I've seen Sean at his best, and apparently this is not it. This is apparently his worst, and he's having a heck of a time keeping up with the Cobra today. Cobra is striking very quickly.
As his name says, Cobras strike quick and hard, and the poison will kill you.
That is true. And right now, it seems to have taken effect on Sean because he's getting his ass handed to him today. Striking him with that bat. I mean, come on now. I mean, don't you think he's had enough? I mean, pin him, for God's sake. If his body hurts that bad, he'll give either that or just put him in another submission hole. He'll tap. He can't. I don't think Sean can actually take that much more. The whole thing has been very much for the most part, one-sided. Sean get in a few shots, don't get me wrong, but Sinister's been in control majority of this match.
He sure has.
Hope that seeing how he's got the championship, I just hope his ego hasn't gone out of control like we see a lot of people do.
Hey, I'll tell you something. Anybody can beat anybody on any given night in this business. A fella can come out to the ring with the flu. You know that's what happened to old Bret Hart once. He fought somebody with a flu, temperature high, and he lost the match because he just could not compete. Sometimes you never know what's going on. They could be going through a breakup and all depressed and because of that, their game hurts.
Speaking of hurting, Sinister's got him back in that figure four again, working on that knee he's already worked on, hyperextending it. Sean is not going to be, I don't even know if Sean's going to be a walk under his own power. He'll be crawling to the back, dragging that leg. You know, like a zombie you see in them zombie games that crawl toward you.
And it's once again, isn't it? This is the second time he's been trapped in that figure four.
That's right, it has been the second time, and he's exerting so much power trying to get back to them ropes like he has been before. I don't know if the pain is going to allow him to actually reach up for them ropes. Sarah Jane checking on him, see if he gives up. He's reaching for them. And Robin's telling Sean, it looks like he's trying to tell him not to give up. But he's laughing the whole time, too. He's trying to get somebody's attention out there, that Robin is. And Robin's just running his mouth the whole time, trying to distract Sean. And, you know, and it hasn't been working. Sean's been smart. He's been focused on Sinister. But obviously, he's not bringing his A game tonight. It looks like the Sinister is trying to break that leg. I mean, what do you think? What do you think his chances are of continuing wrestling after that?
Good. Put it that way. If he ain't got his leg broke last time, it could happen this time.
Right now, we got Robin up on the ropes, distracting Sarah, and Sean's tapping. Or wait, No, yeah, it looks like there's a tap. Did Robin, like, distract the ref to stop her from seeing something? Look like from here, Sean tap, but obviously the ref didn't see it.
Two referees in this business, and even then you're gonna miss some.
I mean, that's just down and dirty. I mean, it's like Robin knew he was going to tap. I mean, it's not a surprise with everything that has happened to that knee, but Robin came up distracted Sarah so she would miss the tap and couldn't and won't call the match. And, you know, say the match is over. Well, even Sid's saying he tapped. So, what's Sarah going to do at this point? Did she actually see the tap?
That's the question. If she saw it, if she didn't see it, then this fella can say it all he wants to. It don't matter.
And she can still call the match if he can't go on. Sean's admitting he tapped. Sean can't take no more. You see the pain wrenching on his face overall from his knee. He is almost in tears.
Fans, keep your seatbelt buckled because right after this match, there's going to be a lumberjack match. You heard me right, lumberjack match.
And regardless, it's going to be, depending on who is in the least amount of favor with the lumberjacks, it's going to be a bad day in Hades for them. And wait a minute, what's Robin doing? He's in there with a chair. And Robin just lays Sean out with that chair.
That chair's got barbed wire on it, too.
And your winner and still New Blood champion, Sinister the Cobra Gates. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take this time right now to kind of thank our sponsors who help us stay up and going. Like eMesh Hunts. If you want to get up to date on those hunts, contact Jenny Porta. Drop her a note card. She will get you what you need for the next hunt. Also, we have Star Killer Customs Wrestling Attire. You want information? If you're a wrestler and you need some custom gear, come on over and contact Horace Fang over at Star Killer Customs Wrestling Attire. Drop them a note card. I believe there's a booth out in the front. You know, get your own custom-made gear. Also, Slam Magazine. And Thank you, Omega, also for the donation. We appreciate it once again. All you fans, we love you. We love the fact that you show up and you come in and watch. The donations help us keep us doing that and making the best show ever. Also, Slam Magazine. Slam Magazine, we've been featured in it several times, and it's a magazine for SL Wrestling community. You'll also hear of other federations in there, but check it out and see what other type of deals. It's a great magazine, great articles, interviews, you name it, here in SL. Also, Underdog. Ladies and gentlemen, you want some great mesh clothing, go over to Underdog. It has 700 items available, whether they be formal, urban, casual. Go over there, check it out. Men, women, you can go over there, check it out. They got some great stuff over there. Now it's about that time for our main event, which Rowdy has said, it's going to be a lumberjack match.
Are you going out there to fight?
Oh, heck no, I'm going to be like you, and I'm going to stay here in the safety of the commentator. I think they've got enough wrestlers back there.
Discretion is the better part of valor, they say, and yes, you're smart. You're smart indeed.
Yeah, well, I think James Graves would call me a coward at this point. But then again, you don't see his old butt going up in there trying to, he's all talk. I even told him, and I know he wouldn't do it. So I talked to management. You get me in there, give me a couple weeks. I'll go train. I'll get in the ring. I'll show you it can be done. But apparently, once again, all talk, either that or Alzheimer's kicked in and he forgot. This is going to be, we've got, it's former champion Danny Boy trying to get his title back from Dave Mac Lanata. And these two, once again, there's no love lost. You've seen these two going back and forth over the upcoming weeks, since Undisputed. It's a fight. It'll be a fight. It'll be the redneck renegade with his southern style fighting versus the powerhouse style of Dave Mack, the Muscle Man Lanata, out here. And with all these lumberjacks out there, somebody's in for a bad day. Because that's the thing about a lumberjack match. They are allowed to do whatever they want. If they get out, they are allowed to beat on the person, but their main objective is to get them back in the ring by any means necessary. Like I said, for somebody who goes outside the ring, it's going to be a very, very bad night. Thoughts and comments on that there, Rowdy?
Well, fans, you need to use your cam to see everywhere around the ring, because that's exactly what you're going to need, because there's going to be a lot of wrestlers standing around the ring. You want to see what happens when the Welsh Strongman or the Southern Renegade gets thrown out of the ring. The Welsh Strongman and the Southern Renegade.
Out in the ring right now, we have Danny Boy Firehawk standing at 6'2", 210 pounds from Baker, Florida.
Baker, Florida is in the Florida Panhandle. They got seafood up there. It's really good too. This is going to be a colossal clash. What do you think? A well strong man gets a mixture of boos and cheers. Danny Boy Firehawk, on the other hand, the rafters done shook when he came out to the ring.
Can't help but look at Dave Mack is also standing at 6'5", 275 pounds from Bangor, North Wales. Now, the thing you got to look at, though, and you look at those, there is a size difference between the two of them.
Dave
we all have here.
Dave McLenata is known for being a power wrestler. He's known for tremendous strength. He can do high impact moves that will dazzle the toughest of his opponents. Danny Boy Firehawk may not have the musculature, he may not have the power that is equal to Dave McLenata, but he does have an ability to brawl. I've seen him myself clear bars up in the Florida Panhandle. You don't mess with Danny Boy Firehawk. I'll tell you what, he's got a reputation.
You know, yeah, these men definitely are reputable wrestlers, but you also, speaking of reputable wrestlers, look outside the ring. We've got Johnny Colt, we've got Huey 5-0, we've got Robin Christoph. I mean, he was just out there. We've got Sinister's back out here for that. Jason Blackheart. I mean, we also got, speaking of Alexis Grant, he's wearing his shirt. You can get a better view. He's standing. So if you got, you know, there's those shirts out there. But Alexis Grant, Danny Thunder. I mean, it just seems like the back is just piled out for this. Even, am I looking at this right? Yeah, it looks like even Darian graced us here. I think I pronounced his name right. I don't know. Never know. But we've got some high caliber wrestlers out here as lumberjacks. So even if these two do make it outside the ring, just the sheer numbers alone, the caliber that's outside the ring is greater than what's inside the ring. But can't take these two out. There is a high caliber of wrestling experience inside the ring between these two men. These two sized each other up and went for a lockup. Now this, once again, I mean, you look at the mask, I mean, you can obviously see that Dave Mack is a lot strong, seems, at least appears to be a lot stronger, but that's something you got to figure out, especially you boys in the South. You know, you cornbread people, you're stronger than you look, and that's one thing I will give you guys. So I don't know when it comes down to who's stronger, but I think Dave Mack, when it comes down to power and mass, Dave Mack's got the edge on that one.
That's right, but one super kick by Danny Boy Firehawk, and out will go Mr. Dave McLenata.
We'll definitely see how this pans out, because where, you know, at least when I look at these two wrestlers and based on their styles, what Dave Mack has in upper body strength, Danny Boy actually has the same amount, only in lower body strength. Those kicks have been known to lay out the best and the toughest wrestler here in VAW.
That ain't the only factor. You know that look around the ring. That's the other factor.
That is the wild card. Who likes who? Who despises who? Because these lumberjacks, they like who comes out. They can turn around and just pat them on the back and, help them back in the ring. But if they don't like them, well, then there's going to probably be a beatdown to ensue. And we all know Dave Mack's mouth has not been the nicest to anybody here. But to taking also into consideration when he was with Southern Discomfort and J.W. Beeswing was here, the European crowd, not exactly a big fan by association, so I couldn't tell you who's going to be the ones going to get the beat down outside the ring. And then again, you might have some people that would just beat them down just for, shits and giggles.
Dave Mack gets pushed out by the Hawaiian giant, Huey 5-0. He's liable to get thrown around a bit.
That was a nice reversal Irish whip.
Alexis Gadd, Danny Thunder, Jason Blackheart. They kind of hope that Dave gets thrown out their side. They'll probably get some punches in. And there goes Danny Boy Firehawk outside the ring.
Ended up clotheslining him over. And now he's laying on the ground, but it looks like everybody on that side is kind of walking away from him. So we know what side that Danny Boy wants to be on. So it's apparent that Danny Boy's among friends on that side. Dave Mack should have knew better and threw him on the other side. And he's taking his time kind of getting up, but what can you do? I mean, you went over the top rope.
Danny Thunder has got Danny Firehawk, and
Like threw him back inside the ring. It's apparent now that Danny Boy wants to be on the side with Jason Blackheart, Alexius Gant, Danny Thunder, and Darian, because those are people that don't want to hurt him. Now, if Dave Mack goes over there, it's probably not going to be very pretty. Sometimes with these lumberjack matches, and a nice DDT by Danny Boy. Drops him on his head, goes for a pin. And there's that integrity. Go ahead, Rowdy.
It shows that he got a 2 count.
And it shows that Southern integrity that Danny Boy has. That or even a move like that, how hard-headed he is. Either way works. Because honestly, they're both true. As Danny Boy is comboing punches onto Dave Mack. Nice spine buster by Danny Boy, having Dave Mack bounce off the ropes.
Florida has a long history of wrestling fans. Florida Championship Wrestling was one of the best wrestling shows in its time. Gordon Soley, the dean of professional wrestling. You had the likes of greats. A lot of people in Florida are wrestling fans. Somebody like Danny Boy Firehawk knows what I'm talking about.
Well, there's wrestling fans all over the world. So, I know a lot of them. There's a lot in Florida. In Michigan, there's a lot of them too. But that's neither here or there. As right now, Dave Mack across the ring and catches him with a drop kick. As Danny Boy tried doing his Southern Thunder. Dropped him on, pretty much caught him in midair with that drop kick. And that's one of the things you were talking about. That Dave Mack may be a big man, but don't let him fool you. He can be as agile as they come. And he's choking him, trying to choke him on that bottom rope with his foot. Dave Mack is definitely pulling out all the stops. I mean, but Dave Mack's not really cared about rules anyway. And then Sarah's telling him, trying to get him out of the corner. And if he don't get out, she's gonna start counting here soon. I don't know who my favorite is in this match there, Rowdy.
In this match, I hate to take sides, but there's no way I can deny it. My homeboy, my buddy, my fellow Floridian, Danny Boy Firehawk, I hope he kicks the crap out of that there arrogant asshole Dave McIntyre. Excuse my
My favorite in this match is Sarah. But she's always my favorite in any of the matches.
Well, I agree with you there, Sarah. Yep, she is easy on the eyes, that's for sure.
Anyway, coming up to, I mean, come on, you gotta have eye candy, something easy, something to look at. I mean,
I'll tell you what, Huey 5-0 cannot wait. Look at him dancing. He's waiting for a fight. When he dances like that, he's ready to slug.
Well, the two men now staring at each other at this point. They sizing each other up. And Danny Boy super kicks Dave Mack over the ropes, and now he's out on, I'm guessing, his side.
The impact of that super kick sent him sailing over the top rope. If he's conscious, I'm surprised.
And look at that, the Lumberjacks are all making their way over there. That may not be good for Dave Mack, but we may have a brawl outside the ring.
Johnny Colt and Huey 5-0 are taking their turn stomping on the Will Strong Man. Sin and Nevin Cora base, they are watching.
You know, I'm kind of shocked though that Sinister and Robin ain't really stopping them. And that's even another thing. The Lumberjacks can keep them out there for the 10 count if they so chose. But they throw him back in. Dave Mack apparently is not as liked as everybody likes to think he is. Danny Boy is now
back facing each other and
right now, Dave Mack, even with the attacks on from outside, You can see that Dave Mack is actually feeling it.
Did you see that? He took him for a vertical suplex, and Dave McLenata used his strength, and he turned it around to a DDT. Now that there, I tell you, I don't care where you come from. That's wrestling.
So, you know, and that's one thing these guys are known for, is wrestling. That is for sure. Honestly, I prefer the nice forearm double pump handle on the I get tongue tied like that. But Danny Boy receiving double axe handles from Dave Mack. Alright, now Dave Mack is dragging him over. Looks like he has plans of putting him over that rope. To the other side this time. And it looks like you can see them getting itchy to get a hold of Danny Boy on the outside. Nice vertical suplex. It looks like, I don't know, that took a lot out of Danny Boy.
You know that Johnny Colt don't care who gets thrown out the ring. He'll stomp on one, he'll stomp on the other. But notice, Huey 5-0 is not stomping on Danny Boy Firehawk like he did stomp on Dave McLenata. Tell you something, I used to live in Hawaii. And Huey 5-0, he no longer speaks with a Hawaiian accent. He no longer speaks what they call pidgin English or bird. I guess he's been in the mainland too many years.
Well, I'm gonna have to have these wires checked. I seem to always have some problem at least once a week with this, and I hate having it doing a main event, as there's it looks like a nice neck wrench on Danny Boy. And that's the thing about it, is when you start grabbing on him like that, and Danny Boy comes out with a jawbreaker.
I'll tell you what, their jawbreaker can knock a man out. Remember them, when I was a kid, they used to have these candies called jawbreakers. By gosh, you want to crack a tooth, just try to chew one.
And have you ever tried biting down on one of those?
Yep.
Call them jawbreakers for a reason.
They sure do. I think it's made with water, sugar, and Gorilla Glue. And right now in the ring, Danny Boy Firehawk is about to pick up the Welsh strongman Dave McLenata, the Southern Renegade. That's the kick! That's that kick!
took his head off in the ring.
What? I don't believe it! Did you see that?
Double super kick. They both kicked each other outside the ring.
How on earth? I mean, by gosh. Dave McLenata wasn't even knocked out with that kick. He came right back and super kicked Southern Renegade. I tell you, you never know what's going to happen in this business. And by gosh, it is on. And the Lumberjacks are pounding away. The Lumberjacks. You got one
They got the men they wanted on each side.
We got pandemonium outside the ring.
Dave Mack is the first one to make it in the ring, or be thrown in, I should
Thrown
say.
in after he got pummeled. Danny Boy Firehawk is in the ring too, and both of them are on the ground, on the mat floor.
I don't even know if... I mean, they're both on the ground. I mean, are they going to make it before the 10 count? That's... After all that... Oh, I'm wrong. Because both men are starting to move.
And there is another super kick by Danny Boy Firehawk.
It's a 1, a 2. And even with that beating, Dave Mack still kicks out.
Will all be a skunk's armpit. I did not see that coming. All I know is that super kick is a knockout kick, and it did not do the job.
I'm looking at these Lumberjacks outside, and they... I can see the blood in their eyes. They want more. Both men are getting up again.
Danny cannot believe that Dave McLenata is up from that kick. He cannot believe that he did not get the 3 count. It is unbelievable.
Right now, Danny Boy is hurting. That's for sure.
I see the fans out there with that super kick hit. Some of them was chanting VAW, VAW, VAW.
Like they're not chanting out some of the other things I've heard them chant.
No matter who gets
Like Dave
pissed,
Mack is
somebody
calling to
gonna
end this.
yell, Bullshit, 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 dude. Did you
And
see
Dave
that?
Mack with his Doomsday device. Wait a minute, what's going on here outside the ring? Lumberjacks, I told you they wanted more.
Hot diggity dog shit. We got a war, fans.
That is no lie. Action going outside the ring. I can't tell if that was a 3 count. Wait, apparently it was. It was a 3 count.
Man, they're just fighting out there. It is fighting. Hey man, I better get up and back away because I can't be a part of this.
Man, I don't even need... Man, I don't even know... Even if you move, it might be bad. But nonetheless, Dave Mack won, still VAW champion. But there is mass chaos. We need security down here or something. Can't believe Dave Mack is celebrating while this is going on outside the ring.
I just want to let you know, next week we'll be back, same bat time, same bat channel. That's right. It'll be more of the same. All the mayhem you can stand in an hour, maybe more. This here fight don't look like it's gonna be over any time. I better find another way to get out of here. I don't want to get slugged yet.
That's right, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to be here every Thursday for this mayhem that's still going on outside this ring. Here, 3 p.m. SLT, here at the same place here for Turbulence. I've been Natas Grimmore. And, of course, this was Rowdy Rob sitting here being your host. But as soon as it clears out, we're going to be out of here. So, folks, drive safe. Have a nice night. We love you. Later, folks.
This video was filmed on location by Zarrakan Productions. Zarrakan Productions is an umbrella group for many YouTube shows and businesses both inside and outside of Second Life. Please go to Zarrakan.com for a complete listing of shows and businesses associated with Zarrakan Productions, and their own media links. Zarrakan Productions shows have been organized alphabetically in playlists in a year, month, day format for easier video navigation. Multiple part videos have been named accordingly, starting with part 1, and the last video of a multiple part video series will have end as a part of its title. Please like, comment, and share this video as it helps both Zarrakan Productions and the creators of this video's content. Also, be sure to check the playlists for past episodes of show content, and subscribe to this channel for future videos. Thank you for watching, and happy wandering.